Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good afternoon to all of you who are watching this live right now on Engineers IIUM YouTube channel. I am Alia Irdina, the current Secretary General for Engineers 27, and I will be your MC for this afternoon session. To all of you who are watching this right now, do know that I am more than grateful to have all of you for choosing to spend your time with us today and listen to what our candidates and future leaders will bring to our beloved Kuliah of Engineering. If there are still your friends out there who need to join us, let's invite them right now and make this session more happening. So for today, we will have our first ever session of Manifesto debate for the upcoming Engineers 28 election, and we will kickstart the debate with our candidates running for the Secretary General seat. Without further ado, let me briefly introduce you about our candidates. The first candidate running for the Secretary General seat is Sister Atika Ishira. She is a second year first semester student majoring in civil engineering. She has gained experience as an assistant secretary in a volunteering activity under the volunteering club. She also is an active member of the Good Society, involving herself in various positions such as financial controller and also promotion team. Running alongside her is our second candidate, Sister Haima Nabila, who is a third year first semester student from Mechatronics Engineering. She has held two secretary positions before applying to be the candidate for Engineers 28 Secretary General. She was the Secretary of Roboting Club and also Secretary for Mechatronics Students Association for Engineers 27. So these are the two candidates that will be running for Secretary General seats for this election. With that, I would like to remind all of you, do not forget to cast your vote this Friday, 10th of December, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to choose your future leaders that will lead you. So I will give a brief explanation of what is going to happen on this afternoon session. So basically, we will have a manifesto presentation by our first candidate, Sister Atika Inshira, followed by a Q&A session by Sister Haima. Once we're done with that, we will proceed with the manifesto presentation by the second candidate and the Q&A session. And lastly, we will entertain some questions from our fellow viewers in YouTube. So do not hesitate to write down your questions in the chat box, if any, and we will have our candidates to answer them at the end of our session. Mm, Now, without further delay, let's start our first slot of the manifesto presentation from our first candidate, Sister Atika Inshira. Sister Atika, the floor is yours.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Atika Inshira binti Hamid, currently second year first time student and majoring in civil engineering. So I would like to share with you my background and experience. I have been a vice secretary for volunteer team 2020 and have the experience for being a speaker under the program the Good Society. So why I take this position is because I want to create a challenging moments in IIUM, and I think this is the best platform for me to challenge myself and do the things that I'm not usually did. So I'm really thankful because for the next year, inshallah, we will have the online and offline seasons. So it will be difficult for us to handle and to run for that positions. And for me, I think it is a golden chance where I can gain a lot of knowledge and a lot of experience where I have to handle the positions in two different kind of environments. So let's proceed to the changes that I would like to see for the next senior. First, I want to have an effective medium of information dissemination where I have faced the difficulty before when at the early moment I become engineering students where I don't know who I want to approach and I don't know what to do at that time. So I want to share a story where at the early moments I go to the IOM engineers Instagram and I ask for help from them. But the thing is, they not responding to my inquiry quickly, and I I think that is a problem. So I want to change it. And I actually a new students cannot receive the latest announcement, the latest information, and it is difficult to get all those information. So what the solutions I prepare is that I want to centralize batch and department representative, and where we only focus on the IIUM engineers Instagrams, where all the latest announcement and the information will be posted there. And all I want to all the KOE students know the presence of IUM engineers Instagram, so that to make sure that they can easily to navigate any information from there. So to make the IG become transparency and engineers and to make sure that all the students know the presence of the engineers. Of course, I need the help from all the engineers community, where we need their help to repost the poster that we already upload in the IAUM engineers Instagram. So if they repost the poster, it will make sure that it is surely that all the KOE students and all their friends can receive the latest announcement easily. And also, I want to add on the text on that post, where we already post that kind of poster. We need to have a tag on that poster to make sure that we can easily to um, to just direct go that the persons or the society that handle the program. Next, I would like to next the missions is that I would like to centralize documentation and secretary system, where we know that secretary mostly for a big society may have lots of program and a lot of document to be stored, and using only one email is not efficient. So I would like to share my idea, where we will have a website, a one-stop center website for the IOM engineers document to be stored there. And also, to make sure it is secure, we can add the watermark for IAUM engineers watermark on that document. So that's so the others uh, the others cannot copy the document. And if we want to keep the document physically, we can have the operating room, so that when we go there, when we are in offline environment, so we can just refer to that operating room, and I assure that maybe we have the operating room right now, but yeah, we want to make it more efficient, more effective. So next is we know that we have a huge amount of KOE students, and we know that every student have their own creativity and have their own idea, which want to show it in real life. So, and we know that they have so many things to offer to the general public. So the solutions that I would like to share with you all is I want to organize engineering creative project day, where for every end of the year they can join the program and just do what they want to do and just create any project that they want to do. So from there, we can have a very talented, we can see a very talented KOE students, and it is one of our, um, and it will actually help the KOE students in their studies also. So that's all from me. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Sister Atika, for that amazing presentation. I really like the idea of the centralized communication and information delivery platform so that the KOE community will know the presence of Engineers official announcement platform. So now let's open up for questions from the other candidate, and Sister Atika can answer the question straight away. Sister Haima, any questions from you?
How do you expect your job as being the Secretary of Engineers?
Again, I cannot hear your question.
How do you expect your job as being a Secretary of Engineers? Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah. So why what I expect for being in this kind of position is, of course, I will apa tu I will control the management, and also for the documents, and also for the information dissemination. And I think that is the main job for the secretary, to ensure that all the like notice will be received by all the KOE students. And I see that the Secretary General will focus on the management of the engineer society. So I will focus on that things. So that's all. Does it answer your question, Sister Haima?
Yes.
All right. Any other questions from Sister Haima?
I think no.
Okay. All right. So, what a great exchange of ideas from our candidates. Now, we can proceed to hear from our second candidate what she would bring to Kuliah of Engineering in the next tenure if elected. I pass to you, Sister Haima, for the manifesto presentation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Haiman Nabila Shafrin binti Mama Elias. I'm a third year first semester student and I am currently studying in Mechatronics Engineering. I am running for the Secretary General position. This position includes being able to produce minutes from various meetings and ensure good communication throughout the society. I'm quite organized, can type very fast, and I would love to assist other high committees too. Furthermore, the reason I believe this role will be a good fit for me is because I have previous experience in secretarial and administrative position. I am currently the acting secretary for MCTSA and Roboteam. I will sign off from both of these position in this December. Also, I have been a secretary for around almost 10 programs and clubs since my first year. Throughout my journey of being a secretary, the lack of training is the main problem. When I'm in my first year, I used to ask people how to do these jobs as we need to learn these things by ourselves. Therefore, I would suggest to smoothen out the flow. I will make sure other secretary in councils will have these basic skills. Um, yeah, I will organize some meeting for them to have all of these basic skills. Finally, if I'm your secretary, I will be assured that you can voice any concerns, suggestion, or anything to me anytime. I think that's all for me. That voice any concerns, suggestion, or anything to me.
Okay, thank you very much, Sister Haima. Um, Based on that presentation, I'm sure there are questions from Sister Atika. So let's hear it. Sister Atika, please, if you have any questions.
Um, I have a question to Saima. Uh, do you think you can face the difficulties where being a secretary general for online and offline seasons?
Can you repeat the question?
And do you think you can face the challenges for being a Secretary General in online and offline season?
Yeah, I think I can because in the previous interview from the current secretary, I have asked them about these questions about how this job scopes and everything. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, Sister Atika?
No.
Okay. So thank you very much to both our candidates for the very great discussion. We will now hear it from our viewers what questions they have for our amazing candidates today. If we have any questions on YouTube, you guys can type in the chat box. Okay, so from Sister Zarifa Irdina, our first question for Sister Haima and Sister Inshi. How is your preparation to be the Secretary General for Engineers from your past experience and involvement? Maybe Sister Haima can start to answer first.
I think around 80% my preparation because I have always loved these jobs and I think I can manage these jobs.
Sister Inshi, how about you?
Uh, I think for me, the preparations is in the aspect of mental and physical, of course, because I have not so much experience before, but I do have the willingness to learn and gain more knowledge. Yes.
That's right. I really love your answer about willingness and passion because for me that is what is the most important because being a Secretary General, I mean not only being SU but being main board of engineers, it is a continuous learning process. So as long as you have the willingness to learn, that is good. Let's see if we have other questions from YouTube, from our viewers. Any questions for our fellow candidates? Hmm? All right, our second question from Sister Fatin. How is your family's perception or agreement of you running for this seat? Since we know that this position, being Secretary General, have a high responsibility. Sister Inshi, maybe you can answer first.
When I tell about the positions to my family, they all just laughing actually because why how out of sudden I'm so brave to have that seat because I just like to play around and do like all things that not organized lah macam tu before this, but after this year I do a lot of changes in myself and I see a lot of change in myself, so I think I have to try these positions and I know that I qualify for this position. Yeah.
How about you, Sister Haima? How's your family's perception?
My parents very support me because they know I have been a secretary for these past few years, and my mom also know this for being the general secretary for engineers is a big, that has a big responsibility because she is the deans of engineering in her university, so she know that there will be so much job, and but she support me, and I think yeah, that will answer the question.
Wow, that is great, sisters. Um, so let's see if we have any other questions from our viewers. Hmm? Okay, from Sister Arisha Shazlin. A question from me for both candidates. How will you cope working under pressure with studies and other personal reasons as Engineers Secretary General? Sister Haima?
I think how we release our pressure is how we cope with our pressure is different to uh different for each person. For me, maybe going out with friends, I can, I mean, uh, macam- I can, I can handle the pressure. I mean, for me, being a secretary, there may be some stress due to it because we have some, we have to communicate with other people. Then maybe sometimes the other person reply late, but we have to do things fast. And I think throughout my journey of being a secretary, I can handle the pressure right now. And maybe we can rest for a while if there are too much pressure by going out with friends, eating, or some things like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree because work-life balance is important, right? Okay, how about you, Sister Inshi?
For me to release stress, I will go out and do riada, go for run, for jog, and hiking or something like that. I can speak with the trees, the leaf, the environment, and it is one of the way I releasing my stress. And sometimes people we see me like I'm talking alone. I am actually talking with the environment here. Gitu. That's all.
Okay, how unique. All right. Maybe we can entertain one last question from our viewer. From Sister Putri Nur Kamarina Omar. My question for both of the candidate: what is the most stressful task you have encountered from your past experience being a secretary, and how did you manage it? Sister Inshi?
For me, I think the deadline, if we be the Secretary General, of course the deadline, because even though we have some periods to settle the documents, but we also have the other things, and we have to do both things in one time. So to make sure that the proposal or the report can be settled on time. So how I manage it is that I create a timetable for me to be organized and settle things one by one. That's all.
All right. How about you, Sister Haima? What is the most stressful task you have encountered?
For me, uh, how the stressful task I have encountered is I need to uh, manage my studies. Then I need, yeah, same like Sister Inshira, manage two of things in the same time. And I also have a calendar to manage my time, manage my job, manage my things to do. Yeah, I have this calendar for almost 4 years or 3 years like that. Yeah, so I think I can manage the task, the job.
Yeah, I like that because same as me, I also have a planner because it's very important as a secretary that you actually have all the things that you're going to do organized, right? Okay, another question from YouTube. Okay, from brother Ifzan Fikri. Being at the hot seat as Secretary General, the role is not only about taking minutes of meeting and program reports, but Secretary will also be the students' leader because you are also main board of engineers. What are your unique criteria that will help you to carry the responsibility of General Secretary? Sister Haima, maybe we can start with you.
I can assure that you can voice any concern, suggestion, or anything you want to me anytime. So, and I am approachable. So you can contact me anytime if anyone have any concerns. Yeah, I think my because I am approachable, so I think anyone can talk to me. Yeah.
Sister Inshi, how about you? What is one of your unique criteria?
My unique criteria is that I will never create a barrier between me and the KOI student and all the students because um, I'm friendly, and if you want to have fun or like um, talk with me, then you can just go WhatsApp me anytime. Uh, so I think that if I being a leader also, what is my unique criteria is that I'm not so straight person, and I like to play around. So I think it will create a comfort situation for between us.
All right. So I guess that is all the questions that we can entertain for this afternoon. Before we end the session, we will hear the last words from our candidates if they have anything to say to our viewers on YouTube. Sister Haima, maybe we can start with you if you have any last words.
For me, being a secretary general is a huge that it have a huge responsibility. And there will be 2% right in this position. So I think yeah, I need my partner and I will do a great job for this position.
All right, thank you, Sister Haima. Now we move on to Sister Atika Inshira. What do you have to say to our viewers?
So I would like to say that the worst things is not a failure, but um, the scared to doubt for take the positions. So I don't want to be in that situation. I am improving myself in any environment for the future, and I did have the willingness to learn more from others. And I know that without your help, I'm empty. I cannot stand alone, and I need team. I promise the changes that I will bring into new engineers tenure is will lead, serve, and upskilling the KRE students without leaving anybody behind. So last but not least, the tagline, she is friendly, she is in she should be your next secretary. That's all from me. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, sisters. Um, Thank you to both candidates for the very fruitful manifesto presentation session. And also thank you to our viewers on YouTube for spending your lunch break with us today. And also, I would like to remind you to tune in tonight for the Financial Controller Seat Manifesto debate. And friendly reminder, do not forget to cast your vote this Friday, 10th of December from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. to choose your future leaders. So thank you everyone and Assalamualaikum.